This is our first activity where we will be recording in a general journal. So here's a general journal. Notice what columns we have. A date column, account title, document number, post reference, debit, credit, and we have a place for a page number. On page 62 in your book, our instructions tell us a journal is given in the working papers. Your instructor will guide you through the following examples. Norm Derner owns Derner Copy Center, which uses the following accounts. We're given a list of accounts. Make sure you have that handy so you can choose the correct accounts. And we have two transactions we're going to record. On April 1st, received cash from owner as an investment, $1,500. So, it says that we're going to journalize these transactions completed during April of the current year. Use page 1 of General Journal. Source documents are C for check, R for receipt, and then we're going to have to use the same document for 3-2. So we're going to start by putting the page number up in the corner. And then this is the month of April, so we're going to put APR. And then we want the current year up at the top, so you would put in 2000 and then whatever year it currently is. I'm just going to put an XX since I don't know what year you're watching this video. Our first transaction takes place the 1st, so we put in a 1 in our first little square. Now we need to identify our debits and credits. When we receive cash from the owner as an investment, we're going to receive cash, which is a debit to cash, and it comes from the owner, which is a credit to the owner's capital account. So we're going to write our account cash right against the margin, and then we're going to put our credit account on the line right below it, but we indent it just a little bit. And so this is going to be Norm Derner, comma, capital. Again, notice that the debit is right against the margin and the credit is indented just a couple of spaces. Next, we put the document number. This is R1. R stands for receipt. So back on the top line, we put in an R1. We're going to leave post reference blank right now. We'll learn what that means a little bit later. And then we have a column for debit and a column for credit. So on our cash line, which is our debit, we're going to write in 1,500, and then we put a dash. So you need to make sure you're using these boxes correctly. The first box is our thousands, then the 3 in the middle are our hundreds, tens, and ones, and then our last white box is for cents. And when we have 00, we just put a dash in accounting. And then we come to our credit line, and we put in 1,500 credit. Now your amounts do have to be in the correct boxes, so make sure you write that in properly. That's our first transaction. Then on April 2nd, paid cash for supplies. So we're going to come just to our next spot, and we're going to put in the 2nd. Now we don't have to list the month again unless we change months or we start a new page. So we just have to put a number 2. And when we pay cash for supplies, paying cash means that we're going to credit cash. That means supplies would be our debit. So we'll list supplies right against the margin. And then cash will be indented just a little bit. Those are our two accounts. And this source document is C1 for check number 1. Make sure that source document is on the same line as our debit entry, which is supplies. Then we put in the amount, $375, and our other amount, $375. Those are our only two transactions. At this point, you will do the on your own, which is on page 38 here in your packet and on page 62 in your book.